At this very moment, a divine light is illuminating the path you've forgotten to follow. It's not a coincidence that you're listening to these words. There's a higher design that has guided you here, an invisible thread that has connected your restless heart to this prayer. Perhaps you've felt for too long that your life is flowing in a direction that doesn't truly belong to you. Like a river diverted from its natural course today, this river can return to its original bed. Every invisible block that has hindered the manifestation of your true destiny is about to be identified and dissolved. Every closed door that has prevented you from accessing your divine potential is about to be thrown wide open. This is not simply a prayer. It's a celestial key forged specifically for the lock that has kept your true essence imprisoned for too long. Do you feel that deep sensation of not being completely aligned with your true purpose? That silent voice whispering that you're destined for something greater. Today, that voice will become a powerful call that you can no longer ignore. If you feel this prayer is speaking directly to your soul, write in the comments, "I realign my destiny with the divine design." This simple act of faith may be the first step toward your spiritual transformation. Eternal Father, creator of all things visible and invisible, I present myself before you with an open heart and a spirit ready to be reshaped according to your divine will. You who wrote my name in the book of life even before the world was formed. You who have woven a unique purpose into the fabric of my soul. Illuminate my path today with the light of your eternal wisdom. I recognize, Heavenly Father, that I strayed from the path you have traced for me, sometimes consciously, choosing roads that seemed easier or more attractive to my limited eyes, other times unconsciously. Dragged by the currents of the world, by others' expectations, by fears that have clouded my inner vision. Today, with humility and determination, I ask to be realigned with your divine purpose for my life. Holy Spirit, divine architect of human destinies, descend upon me like a river of crystal clarity. Dissolve the fog of confusion that has enveloped my mind. Sweep away the doubts that have paralyzed me. Burn away the illusions that have paralyzed, seduced me. Reveal to me, with gentle firmness, the truth of my deepest being, that truth I have always known in the most intimate sanctuary of my soul, but which I have feared to fully embrace. I pray you identify every spiritual block that has hindered the flow of your grace in my life, like an expert gardener who recognizes the weeds that suffocate precious plants. Show me what I must uproot to allow the seed of my destiny to flourish in all its glory. There is no root too deep that your hand cannot reach, no karmic knot too complex that your love cannot untie. Lord of light, illuminate those dark places within me where ancestral fears hide, those fears that whisper I am not worthy, not capable, not enough, those voices that have convinced me to settle for much less than what you have dreamed for me. With your purifying light, transform these shadows into wise teachers that instruct me in strength, courage, and trust in the embrace of your infinite providence. Divine presence, awaken in me the gifts and talents you have planted in my being. Abilities I have neglected, potential I have undervalued, gifts I have let sleep for fear of shining too brightly. Every unique quality you have given me is an essential piece in the great mosaic of creation. Help me recognize, value, and cultivate these gifts, not for personal vanity, but as sacred instruments to serve your divine plan and bring light to those around me. Master of time, I surrender to you my past with all its wounds, mistakes, and regrets. I know nothing is ever truly lost in your eternal kingdom. Even the most painful experiences can be transformed into steps toward my evolution. Alchemize every failure into wisdom, every pain into compassion, every disappointment into deeper discernment. Free my soul from the weight of what has been, allowing me to walk lighter toward what must be. Lord of new beginnings, bless my present with the grace of awareness. May I fully inhabit this moment, the only place where your presence can be truly experienced. Free me from the tyranny of past regrets and anxieties about a future not yet manifested. It is here, in the sacred now, that I can align myself with the rhythm of your cosmic breath, with the pulsation of your universal heart, with the flow of your divine will. Guardian of destinies, open before me the future you have dreamed for me since the beginning of time. I do not ask you to reveal every detail of the path, but to infuse me with confidence that step by step, you are guiding me exactly where my soul needs to go for its highest evolution. Give me the courage to follow the subtle signs, the synchronicities, the sudden intuitions with which you indicate the direction, even when it takes me into unknown and seemingly risky territories. Divine intelligence, realign my mind with your infinite wisdom. Too often, I have relied exclusively on limited human intellect, forgetting there exists a much deeper and vaster source of knowledge I can draw from. Teach me to listen to that silent voice of intuitive wisdom that speaks in the sanctuary of my heart. May every decision I make, great or small, arise from this space of connection with your universal mind, eternal love. Realign my heart with your infinite compassion. Dissolve the barriers I have erected to protect myself from pain, but which have also isolated me from the fullness of loving and being loved. Heal the wounds that have made me cautious and suspicious. Soften the parts hardened by disappointments. Awaken in me the ability to love without conditions, without expectations, without fear. As you love each of your creatures, source of all energy, realign my body with your divine vitality. Restore the harmonious flow of life force in every cell, every organ, every system. Dissolve the energy blocks that have formed through unreleased tensions, repressed emotions, limiting thoughts. May this physical temple you have entrusted to me vibrate at the optimal frequency to express in the material world the fullness of my spiritual being. Divine architect, realign my relationships according to your perfect design. Help me recognize which human connections truly belong to my path of evolution and which belong to chapters of my story that are now concluded. Draw into my life the souls with whom I have spiritual contracts to honor in this incarnation. Teach me to recognize them even when they present themselves in unexpected forms or seemingly casual circumstances. Lord of divine abundance, realign my relationship with material resources. Free my mind from limiting beliefs about scarcity, from the idea that spirituality and prosperity are incompatible, from the unconscious fear that fully receiving what is mine means taking something from someone else. Teach me that in your infinite universe, there is enough for everyone, and that true abundance flows naturally when I am in harmony with my divine purpose. Master of synchronicities, refine my perception to recognize the signs you constantly scatter on my path, those seemingly random moments that are actually coded messages of your guidance, those fortuitous encounters that open unexpected doors, those meaningful coincidences that confirm I am proceeding in the right direction. May I read the symbolic language with which the universe speaks to me daily. Divine healer, I ask you to identify and dissolve any vow, oath, or unconscious pact I have made in this life or previous lives that now hinders my full alignment with my divine destiny. Promises made in moments of desperation, energy agreements formed under coercion, commitments made from a limited consciousness that did not understand their long-term implications with love and authority. I declare null everything that no longer serves my spiritual evolution and that of all beings involved. Lord of karma, help me recognize and resolve the karmic debts that still influence my present, not to avoid the consequences of my past actions, but to transform the way these lessons are learned. May I evolve through conscious understanding rather than through painful repetition of the same patterns for every soul with whom I have had unresolved karmic knots. I send light, forgiveness, and blessings, freeing both of us to continue our evolutionary journey. Divine presence, awaken in me the memory of the mission my soul has accepted to fulfill in this incarnation, the unique contribution I have come to offer, the specific piece that only I can add to the great mosaic of collective evolution. May I recognize that I am not here by chance, that my life has profound meaning, that every experience, even the most difficult, has prepared me precisely for this sacred task. Lord of open doors, I pray you remove every external obstacle that no longer serves my spiritual learning and now unnecessarily prevents the unfolding of my destiny. Stagnant situations, limiting circumstances, Rigid structures that once offered necessary protection, but have now become prisons with perfect divine timing. Dissolve these barriers, opening ways where there seemed to be only walls, creating possibilities where there seemed to be only immobility. Divine alchemist, transform my deepest wounds into my most powerful gifts, the experiences that have made me feel most broken, most vulnerable, most lost. These are precisely the ones that, alchemized by your grace, can become the source of my greatest strength, my most authentic compassion, my deepest wisdom. Let nothing be wasted in the divine laboratory of my evolution, master of discernment. Refine my ability to distinguish your authentic voice from the noise of my fears, my egoic desires, external conditioning in a world that offers endless distractions and multiple partial truths. Guide me toward what is essential and true for my unique path. May I recognize your guidance not so much through dramatic signs, but through that deep peace that accompanies every step in the right direction. Lord of divine joy, remind me that my authentic purpose is always accompanied by a sense of deep joy, even when it involves challenges and sacrifices, not the superficial and transient happiness of momentary pleasures, but that underground current of fullness that flows when I am perfectly aligned with the music of my soul. This joy is my inner compass, the signal that I am dancing in harmony with the cosmic rhythm of your creation. Divine presence, purify the lenses through which I perceive reality. Too often I see the world, myself, and my path through distorted filters, irrational fears, limiting beliefs, unrealistic expectations, unfair comparisons with the eye drops of your truth. Clear my vision so I may see myself as you see me, a divine being in evolution, perfect in my imperfection, exactly where I need to be in my journey back to you, Lord of divine time. Align my inner clock with your perfect timing. Free me from the impatience that wants to force processes that require gradual maturation, from the inertia that procrastinates steps that should be taken now, from the resistance that clings to seasons now concluded. Teach me to recognize the natural rhythms of spiritual growth, alternating periods of intense action and moments of quiet incubation, always in tune with the cosmic symphony of your divine seasons. Master of hidden talents, awaken in me abilities I don't yet know I possess, gifts waiting to be discovered, potentials that have remained dormant, seeds of greatness waiting for the right conditions to germinate. Sometimes true purpose reveals itself precisely through the unexpected emergence of talents that transform our understanding of who we truly are. May I be open to these divine surprises, to these unforeseen gifts that reorient my path toward even vaster horizons. Divine weaver, help me see how every thread of my life, even those that seem mistakes or detours, is an essential part of the perfect tapestry you are creating. Nothing has been useless. Nothing has been in vain. Nothing has been a true error in the cosmic sense. Every experience, every relationship, every challenge has brought me exactly where I need to be now. Enriched by lessons learned, transformed by trials overcome, ready for the chapters yet to be written. Lord of sacred boundaries, teach me to say yes with all my heart to what is truly mine to do, and to say no with loving firmness to what does not belong to me. Help me discern when service arises from authentic love, and when from compliance or the need for approval. May I honor the limits of my energy and my current capabilities, serving the world not to the point of exhaustion, but from the fullness of a being who knows and respects their own value. Divine guide, illuminate the next step of my path. I do not ask to see the entire journey. It would be too dazzling, too overwhelming for my current understanding. I ask only for sufficient light for the stretch of road before me. Give me the courage to advance in that direction, trusting that when I have taken that step, the next will be revealed to me in a continuous dance of discovery, guided by your infinite wisdom, source of all inspiration. Speak to me through dreams, visions, sudden intuitions, when the rational mind quiets, when the ego's defenses lower, when the noise of the world diminishes. It is then that I can hear more clearly your divine whisper, Refine me like a sensitive instrument capable of capturing the subtle frequencies of your guidance, transforming them into clear understandings and concrete actions in the tangible world, Lord of meaningful connections. Bring into my life the mentors, teachers, fellow travelers who can help me recognize and manifest my divine purpose, those souls who see in me potentials that I myself cannot yet fully perceive. Those mirrors that reflect to me both my light and my shadows with loving honesty. Those catalysts who accelerate my evolution through their simple presence in my life, divine intelligence. Help me understand that my purpose can evolve and transform throughout life. What I was called to do at 20 may be different from what I am called to do at 40 or 60. Free me from the rigidity of a fixed identity and attachment to a single definition of my mission. May I flow with the natural seasons of my soul, recognizing the beauty and perfection of each phase of my evolutionary journey. Master of spiritual courage, infuse me with the strength to fully embrace my destiny, without diminishing myself for fear of my own power, without hiding for fear of others' judgment, without sabotaging myself from a misunderstood sense of humility. True humility lies not in denying the gifts received, but in recognizing them as gifts to honor, develop, and share for the good of all. Give me the courage to shine with the unique light you have placed in me, knowing that in doing so, I honor the Creator in me, divine wisdom. Teach me the difference between the ego that wants and the soul that knows, between personal ambition that seeks recognition and divine purpose that seeks expression, between success as defined by the world and fulfillment as known by the Spirit. Guide me ever more deeply beyond superficial motivations, toward that pure source of intention that springs from the very center of my being, where my will and yours are one, Lord of liberations. Dissolve now every invisible chain that still holds me prisoner to the past, to others' expectations, to my own fears. Break the energetic bonds with situations and relationships I have outgrown, but from which I have not completely detached. Cut the etheric cords of emotional dependency, persistent resentment, unhealthy attachment. May I walk free, light, fully present and available to embrace the luminous destiny that awaits me, divine presence. As this prayer draws to a close, I feel that something profound has already moved in the invisible realm of the soul. Seeds of transformation have been planted. Doors have been opened. Sacred permissions have been granted. I know that from this moment on, nothing will be the same. The process of realignment with my divine purpose has begun and will continue to unfold in the days, weeks, months to come, in ways I perhaps cannot yet imagine. I thank you, infinite source of all good, for having listened to this prayer of mine with the unconditional love that is your essence. I thank you for every insight received, for every deepened understanding, for every block identified and dissolved. I thank you for the guidance you will continue to provide as I walk ever more consciously on the path of my divine destiny. I thank you for the infinite patience with which you have waited for me while I wandered paths that did not lead to my true fulfillment. I thank you for every apparent detour that, in your greater wisdom, you knew was exactly what I needed to mature the qualities necessary for my authentic task. I thank you for never ceasing to whisper to my heart. Even when I seem not to listen, I welcome with gratitude and reverence the sacred gift of my unique purpose. I commit to honoring it with aligned daily actions, with conscious decisions, with a heart open to the continuous adjustments that life will require. I commit to remembering, even in moments of challenge, that I am exactly where I need to be, learning exactly what I need to learn, becoming exactly who I am destined to be. If this prayer has touched your soul, know that something powerful has already begun to move in the spiritual world. But your journey of alignment with your divine purpose is just beginning. The next prayer, the screen right now, might be the next step to unlock even more dimensions of your spiritual destiny. Click and continue to receive what heaven has prepared for you with infinite trust and faith. Perfect design that is unfolding. I now surrender to the transformative grace that flows from this prayer. May every word spoken continue to resonate in the invisible dimensions, creating waves of healing, clarity, and alignment that expand well beyond this moment. May the divine light continue to illuminate my path, step by step, toward the full realization of the magnificent destiny for which my soul has come into this world. So be it.